Scientists detect invisible forces in non-magnetic metals, a breakthrough discovery. Scientists have done the seemingly impossible, detected hidden magnetic whispers inside everyday metals like aluminum and copper, a feat once thought unattainable. This groundbreaking discovery cracks open new possibilities for understanding how magnetism operates in common electronics, potentially revolutionizing everything from your smartphone to quantum computers. But here's where it gets controversial. Some experts argue these invisible forces might challenge fundamental physics models we've relied on for decades. Let's explore what this really means. An international team achieved this breakthrough by observing how magnetic fields influence light within non-magnetic metals. Previously, detecting this optical Hall effect was like trying to hear a faint whisper in a chaotic room. The signals were too subtle to capture, especially in metals that don't exhibit obvious magnetic properties. Professor Amir Kapua, who co-led the study, explains, "We knew these forces existed, but standard tools couldn't measure their faint imprint on visible light." Remarkably, the researchers upgraded an existing technique called magneto-optical Kerr effect, MOKE, with a high-precision blue laser and magnetic field modulation. Imagine using an ultra-sensitive microphone to finally catch that whisper. As Nadav A.M. Shalom, the PhD candidate on the project, describes, what looked like random noise turned out to be electrons whispering quantum secrets, specifically spin-orbit coupling patterns linking electron movement to their spin. The implications are staggering. Unlike current methods that require physical wiring and extreme conditions, this laser-based approach offers non-invasive magnetic listening for nanomaterials. This could lead to ultra-efficient processors that reduce smartphone energy consumption by 30%. Quantum computers operating at room temperature instead of near absolute zero. Medical sensors detecting cellular magnetic fields for early disease diagnosis. But here's the provocative twist. This discovery resurrects a 150-year-old challenge even Edwin Hall couldn't solve in 1881. Some physicists question whether we're truly seeing new physics or just interpreting quantum noise differently. What if these invisible forces actually hint at undiscovered particle behaviors? Could this be the key to unlocking room temperature superconductors? Or are we overstating early results? Share your take below. Do these findings deserve the impossible label, or is the real breakthrough still ahead? Laser-driven secrets unveiled. Unlocking hidden magnetic secrets in metals. Lasers have just revealed an astonishing new aspect of metals like gold, copper, and aluminum, and the implications are profound. A dedicated team of researchers has pioneered an innovative method to detect faint magnetic signals in these everyday metals, utilizing nothing but light and a clever approach. Their groundbreaking findings, recently published in the esteemed journal Nature Communications, could lead to significant advancements in various fields, including smartphones and quantum computing. The age-old mystery. Why is the optical Hall effect elusive? For more than 100 years, scientists have understood that electric currents can bend when exposed to a magnetic field, a phenomenon known as the Hall effect. This effect is particularly strong and well documented in magnetic materials like iron. However, in non-magnetic metals such as copper and gold, the effect is considerably weaker. In theory, a related phenomenon called the optical Hall effect should allow scientists to visualize the behavior of electrons when light interacts with magnetic fields. Yet, at visible wavelengths, this effect has remained too subtle to detect. The scientific community has been aware of its existence, but lacked the necessary tools to measure it effectively. Professor Amir Kapua likened the challenge to trying to hear a whisper in a noisy room for decades. Everyone knew the whisper was there, but we didn't have a microphone sensitive enough to hear it. Decoding the invisible, a new perspective. The research, spearheaded by PhD candidate Nadav A.M. Shalom and Professor Amir Kapua from the Institute of Electrical Engineering and Applied Physics at Hebrew University, in collaboration with experts from the Weizmann Institute of Science, Pennsylvania State University, and the University of Manchester, tackles a complex issue in physics, detecting minute magnetic effects in non-magnetic materials. You might think of metals like copper and gold as being magnetically quiet. They don't stick to your fridge like iron does, Professor Kapua explained. But in reality, under specific conditions, they do respond to magnetic fields, albeit in extremely subtle ways. The challenge has always been how to detect these minute effects, especially using light in the visible spectrum where laser sources are readily available. Until now, the signals were simply too weak to observe. Amplifying the magnetic whispers. To address this issue, the researchers enhanced a technique known as the magneto-optical Kerr effect, MOK, which employs a laser to measure how magnetism alters the reflection of light. Imagine using a powerful flashlight to catch the faintest glimmer off a surface in the dark. By combining a 440 nanometer blue laser with significant modulation of the external magnetic field, they significantly increased the sensitivity of the technique. As a result, they successfully detected magnetic echoes in non-magnetic metals such as copper, gold, aluminum, tantalum, and platinum, a feat that was previously deemed nearly impossible. The significance. Transforming noise into insight. The Hall effect is a crucial tool in the semiconductor industry and in the study of materials at the atomic level, helping scientists determine the number of electrons present in a metal. Traditionally, measuring the Hall effect requires physically attaching tiny wires to the device, a process that can be time-consuming and challenging, especially with nanometer-sized components. However, the new method simplifies this process. It only requires shining a laser on the electrical device, eliminating the need for wires. Upon further investigation, the team discovered that what initially appeared to be random noise in their signal was, in fact, not random at all. Instead, it followed a distinct pattern linked to a quantum property known as spin-orbit coupling, which connects the movement of electrons to their spin, a fundamental behavior in modern physics. This relationship also influences how magnetic energy dissipates in materials. These findings have direct implications for the design of magnetic memory, spintronic devices, and even quantum systems. PhD candidate A.M. Shalom remarked, "It's like discovering that static on a radio isn't just interference. It's someone whispering valuable information. We're now using light to listen to these hidden messages from electrons." Looking forward. A new lens on spin and magnetism. This innovative technique provides a non-invasive, highly sensitive method for exploring magnetism in metals without the need for large magnets or cryogenic conditions. Its simplicity and precision could enable engineers to create faster processors, more energy-efficient systems, and sensors with unprecedented accuracy. Professor Capua stated, "This research transforms a nearly 150-year-old scientific dilemma into a new opportunity." Interestingly, even Edwin Hall, one of the greatest scientists of all time who discovered the Hall effect, attempted to measure this effect using a beam of light, but was unsuccessful. He concluded in the final sentence of his notable 1881 paper, "I think that, if the action of silver had been 1/10 as strong as that of iron, the effect would have been detected. No such effect was observed." E. Hall, 1881. By tuning in to the right frequency and knowing where to look, we found a way to measure what was once thought to be invisible. But here's where it gets controversial. Could this new method redefine our understanding of magnetism in non-magnetic materials? What other hidden properties might we uncover in everyday metals? We invite you to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. This blue laser just solved a 150-year physics mystery. Imagine a world where the seemingly ordinary becomes extraordinary under the right conditions. For over a century, physicists have been aware of a strange magnetic signal lurking within everyday metals like copper and gold, yet it remained hidden from their view. But now, armed with just a blue laser and a tweak to a classic technique, scientists have unlocked the secrets of the optical Hall effect. This breakthrough not only uncovers the hidden magnetic behaviors in materials once thought to be magnetically silent, but also opens up new possibilities in spin physics, quantum technologies, and electronics design, all without the need for wires or extreme conditions. Shining light on a hidden signal. A team of researchers has developed an innovative method to detect extremely faint magnetic signals in everyday metals using only light and a refined optical technique. Published in Nature Communications, their findings could revolutionize technologies ranging from smartphones to quantum computers. The long-standing puzzle, Why can't we see the optical Hall effect? Scientists have long known that electric currents curve when exposed to magnetic fields, a phenomenon known as the Hall effect. However, in non-magnetic metals like copper and gold, this effect is incredibly weak and challenging to observe. The optical Hall effect, a related phenomenon, was predicted to provide insights into electron behavior under light and magnetic fields, but it has remained elusive due to its subtlety. Experts knew it existed, but they lacked the tools to confirm it. It was like trying to hear a whisper in a noisy room for decades, said Professor Amir Kapua. Everyone knew the whisper was there, but we didn't have a microphone sensitive enough to hear it. Cracking the code, a closer look at the invisible. Led by PhD candidate Nadav A.M. Shalom and Professor Amir Kapua, along with collaborators from various institutions, the study focuses on detecting tiny magnetic effects in non-magnetic materials. The challenge was to find a way to detect these effects using visible light, where laser sources are readily available. Until now, the signal was too faint to observe, turning up the volume on magnetic whispers. To solve this, the researchers improved the magneto-optical Kerr effect, MOC, a method that uses a laser to measure how magnetism alters light's reflection. By combining a blue laser with large amplitude modulation of the magnetic field, they significantly boosted the technique's sensitivity. The result? They were able to pick up magnetic echoes in non-magnetic metals like copper, gold, aluminum, tantalum, and platinum, a feat previously considered near impossible. Why it matters? When noise becomes a signal. The Hall effect is a crucial tool in the semiconductor industry for understanding electron behavior in metals. Traditionally, measuring the Hall effect requires attaching tiny wires to devices, a time-consuming and complex process. The new approach, however, is much simpler. It requires only shining a laser on the device, eliminating the need for wires. Digging deeper, the team discovered that what appeared to be random noise in their signal followed a clear pattern linked to a quantum property called spin-orbit coupling, which connects electron movement to their spin. This insight has significant implications for designing magnetic memory, spintronic devices, and quantum systems. It's like discovering that static on a radio isn't just interference. It's someone whispering valuable information, said PhD candidate A.M. Shalom. We're now using light to listen to these hidden messages from electrons. Looking ahead, a new window into spin and magnetism. This technique offers a non-invasive, highly sensitive tool for exploring magnetism in metals without the need for massive magnets or cryogenic conditions. Its simplicity and precision could lead to faster processors, more energy-efficient systems, and sensors with unprecedented accuracy. This research turns a nearly 150-year-old scientific problem into a new opportunity, said Professor Kapua. Interestingly, even Edwin Hall, the great scientist who discovered the Hall effect, attempted to measure his effect using a beam of light with no success. By tuning in to the right frequency and knowing where to look, we found a way to measure what was once thought invisible. Reference: a sensitive MOC and optical Hall effect technique at visible wavelengths. Insights into the Gilbert damping by Nadav M. Shalom et al., July 17, 2025, Nature Communications. DOI 10.1038/41467-025-6-1249-4. https://www.nature.com/articles/s/416-7-02-5-6-1249-4. Never miss a breakthrough. Join the SciTech Daily newsletter. https://scitechdaily.com/newsletter. And this is the part most people miss. Could this discovery fundamentally change our understanding of materials and electronics? How might this technology impact our daily lives in ways we haven't even imagined yet? Share your thoughts in the comments below.